Don't think you guys need a buyer's agent? Think again. All right, guys, so we're in a very, very crazy market, not only across the nation, but also obviously here in Idaho. We see a lot of, FISBOs, for sale by owners, people that think they can just get around, not having to use a real estate agent. And it's so, so important. And I'm not even a real estate agent. Whether you use one or not doesn't, do anything to me, but it really benefits you guys. And here's a couple reasons why. Jess, go and tell them.
Exactly. So why it's important to have a buyer's agent. The biggest one is, of course, a buyer's agent separate from the selling side, whether it's a seller or a for sale by owner.
Yep.
You have sole and separate representation. So as a buyer's agent, we're contractually obligated to represent you as a buyer. If you work with the listing agent or the seller, their interest is in the sell or selling the home or the seller's rights.
And you kind of come second,
the
right?
Buyers, exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a huge conflict of interest, and that's number one. But the other pieces that a lot of people think about is not just purchase price. There's a lot more that goes into the purchase process after the offer is accepted. So yes, maybe you're like, okay, I'm good with that price. I'm gonna go directly to the listing agent or the seller and say, can you help me write up an offer? After that, there's several critical pieces to the purchase process: the inspection and inspection contingency, and the appraisal and appraisal contingency that could come up as a problem for you as the buyer, but you are working with someone who is representing the seller, or you're working directly with the seller, and you probably won't be able to negotiate near as well or understand your rights as a buyer. So
potentially lose earnest money during that process too.
Exactly, yeah, lose your deposit, lose your earnest money, or just not know what you have available to you to negotiate. So one of the big examples that we've had or seen personally is a lot of buyers don't necessarily understand all the ins and outs of a home. So if something comes up on that inspection and it maybe looks and sounds major to you, it might be pretty minor. So you might be canceling a purchase over a $500 repair.
Yeah.
Or someone could be negotiating with you for a much larger amount when it could be a very
major thing. Exactly.
And so that's the inspection contingency, and then also on the appraisal contingency, if you waive either of these, you still have several rights to cancel the transaction and get your earnest money back. And most buyers that aren't familiar with real estate may not know those.
Exactly, and they lose out on that. Guys, I've done multiple deals where we have a for sale by owner, and something comes up where I'm legally not allowed to facilitate anything that would be perceived as real estate advice. I'm not a licensed real estate agent. I can't do that. And I know a lot of times I get asked those questions and I legally cannot answer them. And so, you could be, again, losing earnest money, not getting closing costs paid for when they potentially could be. Like, there's a whole set of questions that I get asked sometimes. And again, I can't do it because I'm not a licensed real estate agent. And I think it's so critical, especially in this market, to work with a buyer's agent and a seller's agent, depending on which party you're associated with.
Exactly. So there's potential downsides, and there's also just a lot of strategies that we see every single day and have gone through over hundreds of transactions that we know how to make things work and get them done for our clients that not every buyer could do just by Googling how to purchase a home.
Exactly.
So, don't hesitate. There's no cost to even chat to us. There's no cost to use a buyer's agent. There's really absolutely no reason to not have one. But if you are still on the fence, let's chat. And if I can convince you, great. If not, good luck in your purchase.